Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk about Underlord Thraxx. There's a lot of benefits. Another one of my favorites. I think it'd be helpful to talk about some of the things that makes him a really helpful character to have. So we'll just go ahead and get started. If we go to the stats, we can see right away he is slow, so he gets additional attack, defense, max health, and a chance to do a revenge attack, or 100% base chance to do a revenge attack. Obviously there's some modifiers, so there's a chance he wouldn't if there's, I guess there's a couple other aspects in the game that would prevent revenge attacks, but otherwise he'll be doing that. Thick skin, so he takes less damage from physical attacks. This is really one of the biggest things, or this is a really important one for me. Other slow allies gain a 30% health and defense bonus. So you can put him on a team with some other tanks like Grandar, and have very high, right from the start you got additional health, you got additional defense. What you're going to be doing with Thraxx is building a very tough team. Very hard to kill. So he's got a lot of benefits that way. We'll kind of keep working through these. So slow allies take 30% reduced damage from fast enemies. That can be helpful. Slow allies revenge attack twice. Slow allies can't have buffs removed or added by fast enemies. So again, if you've got a slow team, he's got a lot of synergies with slow team members. And slow teams, generally they're going to have more health, more defense. They got to survive through that round, and then they could heal back up, or they've got, a harder hit once they get through that time. So they've got their benefits, but they've got to be survivable. Alright, this is another one that's really kind of classic for Thraxx. So there's a few of these traits that make the characters set apart. That's, why you're going to use them. And this is one for him as well. Once he's fully ascended, he gets the street cred. Every attack this hero or other slow heroes, again that slow hero synergy, survive adds a stack of street cred. Street cred increases defense by 20% per stack, so you can stack up to 100% with street cred. And then at 5 stacks, it increases damage by 200%. So again, stacks up to 5. That provides even more defense for your slow team. So if you've got several of these slow characters, we'll talk. Moroku is another one that's a great addition to a team like this. Grandar, Thraxx, and then you're looking for hopefully one more slow candidate, or you could have, you could just have a healer or someone that's like Serenity that's giving you some other buffs, and maybe she's not going to last as long, but you get some of those other benefits in there. So here, you can have 3 really solid characters that start off with additional health and defense, and then get even stronger, even more defense, and then eventually more attack as the battle goes on. So this works really well for longer battles. This works for campaign battles, like campaign mode. You can do a lot as you go through the battle, or as you go through the dungeon, and it stacks up over time. That works really well. Similar to nature heroes, they've got kind of some other similar dynamics that can do a lot of can give you a lot of benefit as the dungeon goes on. I think it's not quite as beneficial for things like the tower opponent, where you need to have, you're going to have all these individual battles and everything's going to reset, and then you have to start over again. I would say this isn't exactly ideal for that kind of situation. It can still be a great team in the tower opponent, but that aspect where it builds up over time is not great if you got to keep resetting it. Blessing of the Secrets is the same for everybody. So I've got a bunch of runes on him, so you're not going to be able to see kind of base stats, but as you'd imagine, tank and slow, he's got a lot of health, a lot of defense. Let's take a look at the abilities. It's kind of an interesting one right off the bat with Get Him. He'll make a random ally do a basic attack against a targeted enemy. So he's not actually attacking himself unless there's no other allies. So again, that's, if you've got Grandar, you're going to be able to do a basic attack, which could lower their attack with his basic. If you have Moroku, you can do a basic attack, but basically you're just someone else is going to step in and do that attack. I've had him on a team with Serenity quite a bit, and she'll get, she ends up doing a good chunk of damage as well, and she has some of her own synergies with a melee team in that she can make them attack twice. And so for her, she's going to he'll have her attack. She attacks twice. Other melee heroes, they'll attack twice. You know, some synergies and benefits that way as well. Rough 'em Up can do a lot of damage. So melee physical attack on all enemies for the set amount. Each enemy is attacked by a random ally. So this, you know, it's that base attack and then also the attack from the random ally. And that can add up to be really a big game changer or a big match changer if you're going to use that in raids or something like that as well. Very powerful ability there. It's Just Business, again, this one does a ton of single target damage where Rough 'em Up is across all of the enemy. But It's Just Business, you're going to be attacking the individual target. So melee physical attack, 1500 base damage, the current level I've got it at. Each ally attacks the target as well, but again on a single target. That enemy gains debt owed each time that hero makes an attack. All allies make an attack against that hero. When the hero dies, if they still have debt, deals damage to each other enemy. Overall, this seems to do a lot of damage. If you use this on somebody in a PvP match, there's a good chance you're going to take them out. It's just a very effective ability. It doesn't start powered, and it is 5 turns, so you're a little bit later in the match. You've got to survive that far. And then similarly, an offer you can't refuse. Melee attack, large amount of damage, increased damage per stack of street cred, deals 2 times damage to enemies with a debt owed. If this attack were to kill an enemy, instead they attack all allies and flee. So that's almost every time I use it, that's what ends up happening. They attack their own allies and then they run away. And so if you're doing it in a raid, that's a good way to clear that character out of the raid party as well, so they can't be resurrected or anything like that. Gets them out of there. Again, downside, you gotta wait through 3 turns. But very powerful. So it's gonna be part of a sustain team. If you can get him built up enough, you know, good defense, good health. So he makes it through those first couple rounds, and he's really providing a lot of additional defense and health for your other slow team members as well. He can have a lot of value that way. No epic for Thraxx at this point. There's a frustration for a few of the characters. It'd be great to see their epics. I feel like it's hard to compete with the ones that do have epics. Thraxx has got some great skills and traits that really help him out, but it would be great to see an epic as well. That's a high level for Underlord Thraxx. A lot of fun to play with. That's the only thing, you know, when I was going through the campaign, when you get over to Age of Chaos, you can't do this first level, or the first boss level here, Primeval Abyss, with Thraxx. You can't have any demons on your team. He has a demon, he's within the demon family. So, downside there, otherwise very helpful for, again, those more difficult campaign levels. As I'm trying to work through these, that he was on my team till I got here, got stuck, had to go with a different team setup. But a lot of fun to play, great for clearing those campaigns, and great for some other aspects of the game. And especially some of the more difficult events, he can really shine as you get that high defense, high survivability team. That's it for Thraxx. We'll come back with some more characters soon.